Medical Association is deeply concerned about privatization. Thanks to years of cuts, Canadians are worried that there's a...
Excuse me, colleagues, I'm having some difficulty hearing from some shouting coming from the latter third of the House. Can I ask all members, please, who do not have the floor to not speak? I'm going to invite the honourable member from Burnaby South to start from the top, please.
The Canadian Medical Association is worried about privatization in our healthcare system. They're worried about the real impacts of a dangerous shortage of frontline healthcare workers, family medicine, family healthcare workers. They're worried about specialist shortages, nurse shortages. The Conservatives want to make people pay to receive healthcare, and the Liberals are too weak to stop them. Why are the Liberals letting Conservatives force people to pay out of pocket to receive healthcare?
Hear, hear.
Again, I'm just going to ask members, please, not to take the floor unless they are recognized by the Speaker to do so. I know some members would like me to make a more specific intervention. Unfortunately, from the chair, I cannot see who's making that intervention. But I will ask members, please, to not speak when they're not recognized. The Honourable Minister of Health.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And working together, we've been able to make incredible progress in our health system. Bilateral agreements signed with every province and every territory based on cooperation, $200 billion. And with the NDP, when they were interested in working with us, we were able to do things like dental care with 650,000 people already getting care. We're able to do things like pharmacare. But unfortunately, the NDP has made a choice. They decided to give in to a bully who's using playbook that comes from a movie like Mean Girls, rather than stand up and fight for our healthcare system and work collaboratively, Mr.
The Honourable Member for Burnaby South.
Medicare, Liberals and Conservatives are tearing it down.
Liberals promised to help seniors in Quebec with the Aging Well at Home initiative. But Quebecers aren't getting anything because the Liberals and the Legault government are too busy fighting between themselves. Is the Prime Minister going to stop dragging his feet and finally deliver the assistance to Quebecers? The Honourable Minister of Health.
Choose to continue the work on pharmacare? No. Did they choose to continue the progress on dental? No. Did they choose to make progress on working with provinces and territories in a spirit of collaboration? No. Instead, they yielded to a bully. They abdicated the field. They got afraid. They walked away. Well, we're not afraid, Mr. Speaker. We're going to stand up and we're going to fight for public health care in this country. We're going to get it done. We're going to deliver dental care. We're going to deliver diabetes medication. We're going to make sure that every woman has access to contraceptives, and nothing is going to stop us.
The Honourable Member for Burnaby South.
The Liberals have let people down again and again, and they are done. It's clear from the results of the election last night. The Liberals are done. Maybe it's because they keep on teaming up with the Conservatives to let greedy CEOs continue to rip off Canadians. In fact, inflation numbers show that grocery greed has driven up the food prices more than 21% in the past 3 years. Why did the Liberals team up with the Conservatives to protect greedy CEOs from a price cap on food essentials?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, I hope the NDP and indeed all members of this House will set partisanship aside for one moment to congratulate Canadians at the light at the end of the tunnel, at the fact that after an extremely challenging time with COVID and its economic aftermath, inflation is back to where it was before COVID first hit. When it comes to taxes, we believe that those who have the most capacity should pay their fair share, and we've acted on that.
Then I have Deputy
The honourable member for Burnaby South.
Liberals have continued to team up with the Conservatives to let grocery greed drive up the price of food, and that's got to stop. Hier, les gens ont montré qu'ils ont osé
Yesterday,
avec les libéraux. C'est clair, c'est
it
parce
became
que les libéraux
clear
ont
that people
travaillé
are
ensemble avec les
finished with the Liberals.
conservateurs
It's
pour
because
laisser
they
les
worked
géants
with the
de
Conservatives to
l'immobilier
allow
augmenter les
real
loyers
estate
plus
giants
que 22%.
hike rents by over 20%. Why do the Liberals keep teaming up with the Conservatives and allowing these giants rip people off?
Vice-Première ministre et ministre des Finances.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
I think anybody listening to Question Period today, or frankly any day, imagines that the Liberals are teaming up with the Conservatives. Or that we agree with them about very much at all. They are the party of privilege and austerity. We are the party of people. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, we have asked those at the very top to pay their fair share so that we can support Canada and Canadians.
The honourable member from New Westminster, Burnaby.
No excuses. No one in Canada should be homeless, period. Full stop. And no one in Canada should pay out of pocket to get the health care they need. The Liberals are letting people be charged membership fees or bundled payments to gain access to primary care covered by universal health care. And Conservatives want people to pay for health care in Elmwood, Transcona, and right across this country. Liberals let you down on health care, you pay. Conservative cut health care, you pay. When will Liberals start making people pay for health care that should be free?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as everyone in here knows, over the past couple of years, I've had lots of great conversations with the NDP, and I know they actually do care about Canadians and about delivering for them. Unfortunately, they have no idea how to do it, and as soon as hard things got hard, they turned tail and ran, Mr. Speaker. Wanted to avoid the criticisms of the mean old Conservatives and tried to save themselves. Well, the reality, Mr. Speaker, is we know that hard things are hard. We're going to continue to deliver progressive solutions for Canadians because we're going to step up and fight for Canadians and not hide from the Conservatives.
The honourable member for Rosemont-la-Petite-Patrie. Mr. Speaker, all over the country, Conservative governments are privatizing our health care. They want people to have to pay to see a doctor, and it's no different in Quebec. But this Prime Minister is too weak to stand up to the Conservatives, and the people are the ones paying the price. What's it going to take for him to stand up to defend the principles of universal public health care? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, we all know that the NDP is concerned about progressive values all across the country, but they can't deliver the goods. We were happy to work with them to deliver concrete things in healthcare, in childcare for Canadians, but unfortunately, they're the ones who decided to stop delivering the goods for Canadians. Progressive things are not always easy to accomplish, but we will continue fighting to do so. We will continue to defend our public health care system, and we will keep investing in the Canadian system. But unfortunately, the NDP can't say the same.
Member for Port Moody, Coquitlam. Really disappointing, Madam Speaker, to see the Liberals stand up when they know they've done less than 2%, 0.2% spending on Indigenous housing need. Today, rental vacancy rates in St. John's bottomed out at 1.5%. That means that even when doing everything right, people still can't find an affordable place to live. This housing disaster is happening because Liberals and Conservatives gave 1 million affordable rental homes to corporate landlords. And now the people of St. John's and everywhere in Canada are paying the price. Why are the Liberals, just like the Conservatives, not protecting Canadians from greedy corporate landlords?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Housing, Infrastructure and Communication and Communities.
It is very true, Madam Speaker, that rent is too expensive in this country. But what's incumbent on all federal parties, including the NDP, is to put forward a plan. The Conservatives don't have a plan, but neither does the NDP. What's our plan to help on rent? We've waived GST from the construction of apartments for lower income and middle class families and individuals. We put forward an acquisition fund to help not-for-profits purchase housing facilities to keep rent affordable. And we've invested in co-op housing, the single largest investment in the past 30 years. Where's the NDP on these issues?